Alright, guys. It is Monday, March 20th, 2023, at 6:02 p.m. in the evening. Alright, guys, let's take a look quickly here. We have the Bible verse of the day from dailyverses.net. It says, Jesus replied, "What is impossible with man is possible with God." Luke 18, verse 27. All right, guys. So remember, what's impossible with man is possible with God. All right, guys. Let's start. We have some news coming from Poland. Poland is apparently growing 6 divisions of about 300,000 soldiers. They want 3,000 modern tanks and 3,000 IFVS over the next 10 years. They will be spending 3% of the GDP on defense spending because of the weakness of the countries. Major partners are Poland and the US and South Korea. That's what that tweet says. But pretty much we're having a lot of soldiers coming in to Poland. This is an article that's 8 months old, so you see how far the 300,000 troops from NATO has been in the works. It's not just poop. There's 300,000 soldiers. They have been alerting about the NATO 300,000 troops for a while. 8 months ago, NATO put 300,000 troops on high alert in response to Russia threat. So this has been in the works for a while. It says alliance leader says this week's summit will agree is most significant transformation in generations. NATO Secretary General has said this week Madrid summit will agree the alliance most significant transformation of a generation, putting 300,000 troops at high readiness in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That was 8 months ago. Let's take a look at what the article for the current news is. NATO considering deployment of up to 300,000 troops on border with Russia. That was on March 18th, 2023. We are in the 20th. So it says NATO is discussing the need to strengthen the eastern borders with Russia by concentrating equipment and a military contingent of up to 300,000 soldiers, which should prevent Russia from expanding the war beyond Ukraine. So this is if Ukraine fails to stop Russia, Poland is pretty much getting into play to try to stop what Russia's advance is. It says political rights that NATO intends to stop Russia if it decides to expand the war beyond Ukraine. Because of this, the alliance is talking about strengthening its eastern borders, and they need to send 300,000 troops to the border. Such actions will require coordination and great efforts from the 30 NATO members to provide soldiers, training facilities, large quantities of weapons, equipment, and ammunition. However, the news outlet emphasizes the coordination may be challenging as many allies are already concerned about their own insufficient ammunition stocks, which take time and money to replenish. So these guys are pretty much dealing with bringing all these soldiers, but they don't have that much money and ammunition right now to bring into play. So it's getting dicey. It says political rights that NATO military leaders are to submit updated regional defense plans. Alliance officials are putting forward the idea that its borders with Russia should be guarded by up to 300,000 troops. The news outlet reports it is noted the first echelon of NATO troops may consist of about 100,000 soldiers ready to deploy within 10 days. It may include troops from Poland, Norway, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. The second echelon of troops, political rights, will support these soldiers ready to be deployed within 10 to 30 days from the countries such as Germany. Alright, guys, so it's getting serious. First is just, Russia decides to invade Ukraine or just start putting soldiers at the border with Ukraine about a year ago, and then we were like, oh, nothing's gonna happen, and all of a sudden, boom, they went into Ukraine, and now a year later, NATO is putting troops on the border, um, over there with Ukraine because they're pretty much uh, having to stop the possibility of advancement from Russia if it does take over Ukraine. So it's been a year, and now we're putting another country on play. So it's getting, increasing, intensifying. It has been bringing uh, troops. It's been bringing weapons from all over the world. People paying money to try to support Ukraine. The United States spending billions of dollars trying to support and upprop Ukraine. There's so much just going into this one skirmish. So it is very, very intense. It is actually biblical, and who knows what's going to happen. Now, let's talk about biblical stuff. We got prophetic anticipation builds unblemished red heifers for the temple ceremony soon to come of age. So this is posted on the 17th, and we're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer to the possibility of the rapture happening. There's so many things that are happening now that are uh, just building up to the possible anticipation of that. It says red heifers for the temple ceremony soon to come of age. At the Mount of Olives, Jerusalem, in Israel, last September, 5 red heifers arrived in Israel amid great fanfare because some Jews and Gentiles believed red heifers are a key element to leading to the building of the third Jewish temple. This is biblical, guys. The third Jewish temple is in the Bible, the book of Revelation. Please read your Bible. It is not good what's coming. Get saved. Go to Jesus Christ. Hopefully, we get to go in the rapture and not have to face the 7 years of tribulation and with the possibilities that are going to be coming with the third Jewish temple. Make sure you read your Bible. It says the heifers are now in a secure, undisclosed location in Israel. Plans include moving them sometime soon to a visitor center in Shiloh, where the tabernacle of the Lord once stood for nearly 400 years. The book of Numbers explains that ashes of the red heifer are used to purify priests for their service in the temple. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord has commanded, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, that they bring you a red heifer without blemish, and in which there is no defect, and of which the yoke has never come. You shall give to Eleazar the priest, that they may take it outside the camp, and it shall be slaughtered before him. Its offal shall be burned for the water of purification. It is to purify from sin. Numbers 19:1-5. These red heifers are now between 1.5 to 2 years old. To replicate the ceremony mentioned in the Bible, they need at least 3 years old, and within that time span, they cannot have a blemish or anything that would disqualify them from the ceremony, even one white or black hair. According to those working in the project, the ceremony of the red heifer needs to be performed on the Mount of Olives, and in a place that would have looked directly into the temple where the temple stood. The land directly east of the Temple Mount, purchased 12 years ago, meets both of those standards. So we're getting ready, guys. Everything is coming together. It says here, we hope that in a year and a half from today, we can make here in this area the ceremony of the red heifer that actually will be the first step of the temple. So they're getting ready, guys. I'll leave you a link to this article so you guys can check out this article. It is getting intense, guys. Alright, guys. Remember to check out my community tab on Space River News, my channel on YouTube. I leave a lot of news, a lot of updates. Check out this great picture of a cross in the snow in the distance. God is amazing and working in our lives every single day. I leave updates of earthquakes. I leave updates of news that's happening, urgent news in the world. Another asteroid happening or inbound. All this news I share on my community tab, so make sure that you check it out, guys. Alright. Next, check out the Real GS News. He's always on top of it, always sharing news, always bringing headlines that are amazing. So check out his channel. But look what he posted. Polish ambassador's shock statement. Warsaw will declare war on Russia as soon as the Ukraine is defeated. So Warsaw will declare war on Russia, the Polish ambassador has said. The coalition of the willing will be crushed. That is very saddening news, guys. Poland, pretty much, if you have seen a previous video of mine, they have talked about Poland being in war. It was in World War I, it was in World War II, and they're planning, by they I mean the Masonic people, and in their book they wrote in their book that they wanted to have Poland in World War III, that Poland must be in World War III in their evil plans. So pretty much they're trying to get Poland to be part of this, and now you have the Polish ambassadors saying in a shock statement, Warsaw will declare war on Russia as soon as Ukraine is defeated. The coalition of the willing will be crushed. That is very sad news to hear. I will leave you guys the link to this article, to this video, so you can check it out. Check out the Real GS News, awesome channel. And then we have God a Minute. He is awesome. He sings great songs, always bringing information about God and the possibility of when is the rapture date. What are important dates that are um, interesting possible rapture dates, or dates that could bring chaos or things happening. So here you see he has a list of different dates of possibility of either the rapture or something big happening on those days. As you see, February 23rd passed, March 2nd, March 3rd passed, March 11th we have the World Health Organization declared the pandemic on March 11, 2020. So that happened. That date has passed. We have March 23rd coming up and March 30th, and we have these numbers 323223 linked up with these numbers. But March 23rd is a date where there's been a lot of previous history of war, or things happening. So he was saying in this video that the possibility of either March 23rd or March 30th, there being some either big news or something happening, because something usually happens on these dates. Check out his video. I'll leave a link to his video as well. But let's take a look here. March 23rd in history, World War II timeline. On March 23rd, one of the bloodiest battles in the Pacific of World War II happened. 60,000 United States troops landed on the island of Okinawa. So there is a lot of history with the date of March 23rd. So please stay prayed up on the whole situation of everything that's happening. I just wanted to make this video and share the information that what's happening with the heifers, what's happening with the troops in Ukraine, and all this news. It all adds up. It all adds up to the biblical ending. Please stay in Jesus. Pray for each other. Help your brothers and sisters. Love your neighbors as yourself. That's the end of the video. Just wanted to share that information. Make sure you check out the links. Check out the awesome channels. And that's it. See you guys next time. Stay in God, and God bless you guys.